they had 3 dogs, a parrot, and a cat.
Your Honor,
excuse me, I don't want to be interrupted. You have
it's not a parrot,
me.
Terry.
Okay.
Know the difference between birds.
Okay, this court is not going to have a different judgment for a different kind of bird.
I'm coming through the neighborhood.
Why, you're speeding on a dirt bike?
Next thing you know, I hear, woo, woo. Car tell me, turn around and put your hands behind your back.
So how long were you in jail?
36 months after I was pulled over for the bike. Do you feel like I owe him?
Well, I'm going to tell you in a moment.
Plaintiff Teresa Kaltenbacher claims her former tenants took off without giving notice and leaving behind unpaid rent, utilities, and property damage. She's suing for $5,000. Defendants, Pamela and Dean Paciocco, claim they did everything by the book. And if anything, they improved the plaintiff's home. They say they owe nothing.
The whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do.
I do.
Case number 147B on the docket. Kaltenbacher versus Paciocco.
Let's see what we have here. We have the plaintiff, Ms. Kaltenbacher, and you are suing your former tenants for $5,000 for rent, water bill, and property damage. Okay.
So the reason that I'm here today is I believe in giving people a second chance. And the Pacioccos had a breach of lease with my home. I decided to work overseas, and I hired a property manager to rent out my residence. Having a property manager, she looked at the background, and there were some issues with financial bankruptcy and things of that nature, but I decided that they were a prominent family in Baltimore that had a food business, and that I would give them a second chance. So they paid their deposit and rented from me. But the long story short is I felt like they took advantage of my generosity because they left without giving any written termination notice for the lease. And they left August rent unpaid, they left a water bill unpaid, and for breaching the lease, another month's rent.
The property manager knew that we were leaving. Your property manager knew, and she was the only person I had spoke to in the 4 years I've rented from you, which I love her. She's a great person. But everything that happened sorry, Your Honor.
You gave notice?
Yes. She knew prior.
Do you have evidence of that? Is there a text?
Yes, there is. She knew evidence. She even put on this piece of paper here, she knew that I was moving. You can see dates down there. I had also asked a year ago because I had a promotion from my job. I'm in the food industry.
Yes.
And I had told her that I needed to move then. She said she would check with the landlord. Apparently, she wouldn't let me out. So the property manager said I couldn't move. I lost that promotion. I even reminded her then, my lease is up September 1st. I'm out.
The other issue I had is that the Pacioccos paid a pet deposit of $150 to have one pet. And it turned out that they had 3 dogs, a parrot, and a cat in the house, which explains why the carpeting was in the condition and the walls were in the condition that they were.
Your Honor,
excuse me, I don't want to be interrupted. You have interrupted me.
Terry.
Okay.
Know the difference between birds.
Okay, let her finish.
It's a big, bright bird, whatever it is.
It's a little bird.
This court is not going to have a different judgment for a different kind of bird.
Anyway, Your Honor, I do have photos of all these animals in my house, which became like a small zoo. I love animals as much as the next person. I have a 10-pound adopted rescue. But
Your Honor, two
all
of those
these
dogs
You're interrupting me again.
Sorry, Your Honor.
And she would put them on the countertops in my house and take pictures. I have
They
lots
are
and lots
my
of
dogs.
them.
Okay. Stop interrupting or you're going to lose.
And that's just disrespectful, you know, to put animals on a counter. Like I said, I love animals too, but to have 5 animals in a house and not be forthcoming with your landlord, that's not proper. And you need to clean the carpets and things.
Terri walked through the house in June of 2018. As I recall, I was with my husband, the property manager. I walked you through every room, Terri.
You did.
The laundry room, the bathrooms,
You did.
everything.
And-
And what was your word you said to me? This looks like a show home. Oh
You
my
know what,
goodness,
Pam?
everything's so beautiful.
It was, and I don't know how in 3 months you managed to create
And I left the house
this.
on August.
Exactly, and we were there for 4
That's what
years. So
I'm
how does
trying
that
to-
happen in 3 months?
Yes. And she knew prior to that many a times, Your Honor, I spoke to the property manager on the phone explaining about my job and my position and that it would be better for me to move because I couldn't be in that area.
And I said you could move as long as you found another renter. But I had a lease. I was overseas working
Terri, I'm sorry, I never
in South
spoke
Korea.
to you. I only saw you one time.
Yes, but
And
in the lease, there's a written termination agreement.
But
30
your
days
property
in advance.
manager knew. Your
You
property
say,
manager
okay.
knew.
Is
okay.
it in writing?
Okay, let's just talk to me. In the complaint, where is the date on this?
There's.
Oh, here it is. Sorry, May 30th. You say, I said I would give them 30 days notice when I found a buyer, and I asked them to do the same if they found a new place to live. At least on that question, they did give 30 days, more than 30 days, no, they did give notice. So on that question about the fact that they were going to leave, they met the requirement of at least 30 days. It was for.
Well,
if
Your
we
Honor,
make
I
it-
don't have that email. I just have an email.
Well, it was to the
property
manager, which is who they
manager.
would deal
That's
with.
who I dealt with the whole
Yeah.
4 years I
Okay,
rented.
now we move to the issue of the rent due. You clearly owe rent for the month of August. There's no dispute
That is
about that.
correct, no dispute.
You're entitled to the August rent. That's settled. Now there's the water bill. Do you have the water bill?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Thanks.
There you are, Judge.
So this is 3 months to the middle of June, middle of
And there was
July,
a-
middle of August. Okay.
Right, and there was another $100 through
Do you
the
have
end
that?
of September. I do not.
But I was not
You weren't
there.
living there
I
in
was
September.
out of
Okay,
the house.
okay, it
August.
doesn't, okay.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Neither of that matters because I'm only allowed to deal with evidence that is presented. So the rent was $21.50 a month. You owe $389.52. And please understand, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying the court is only allowed to deal with evidence.
Okay, ask for the cleaning, junk removal, and the carpet
And the junk
replacement.
removal, I have a problem with because the junk that was left at that property was yours, Terri.
A few items were mine,
No,
but
honey,
some were
not a
yours.
few.
I have the pictures.
You left a
Judge,
huge.
Let's see the,
So
let's,
some of the security deposit go towards covering August.
You have the pictures?
She has a security deposit.
Part of the security deposit was taken out because they couldn't pay rent 1 month,
got it.
okay?
How much is
4
left?
years.
How much
There
is
was,
left?
there
in-
was $1,000 left in the security deposit, which
Should've been waiting on
I
that.
Should've been a
subtract,
little bit more than that.
1,150.
$11.50 left in the security deposit.
Right. And yes, we did discuss the fact that some of the items left in the house were mine. That's
Even
why.
in the garage, the boxes that I
The only
left
items
was
left in the house were
hers.
yours.
I get,
Yes.
And I said that that was something that was negotiable. You know, that's a $450 fee. There's lots of other fees that are
I'd like to see
associated
what
with.
there was ours. Prove what there was
Yeah,
ours.
because I'm telling you, the boxes I left in the garage were yours. The cabinet that was downstairs was yours.
Mm-hmm. The cabinet, yes, I know.
The wine cellar, brass
Wine rack.
thing, was yours. These things were yours. A table that was left under the porch with 2 or 3 chairs was yours because the property manager kept telling me, I'm going to come and remove it, and she never did. So I told my husband and my children, I'm going to put this stuff aside, don't touch it.
so you do owe $389 on the water bill. The plaintiff is entitled to a month's rent, which is the month of August. No one's disputing it, $2,150. The plaintiff is entitled to $389.52 that is owed on the water bill. That comes to $2,539.52. On the issue of damages, removal, etc., I don't see, including the pictures you're showing me, to be honest, I don't see any clear evidence of horrible damage to this place beyond what the law states is normal wear and tear. And so I will decide that, number one, the plaintiff gets to keep the remaining money on the security deposit to use that on all what you believe is damage, and to fine for the rent and the water bill, judgment for the plaintiff in the sum of $2,539.52.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Stand.
I mean, I am happy that there was some judgment and some, I guess, retribution for the issues that these folks caused me.
Kind of funny, she kept talking about second chances. Were we appreciative that she went as her home and we needed to find some place to live? Yes.
I still think she was trying to get us because she was selling that house she knew, and she was trying to get us for the money she had to put into the house because it was in not good condition.
Plaintiff Shaundrez Ellis claims he sold a dirt bike to his friend for $1,314, but his friend never paid him for it. Defendant Ernest Kilpatrick claims the plaintiff never owned the bike to begin with, so he owes him nothing.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
It's case number 12 on the docket, Ellis versus Kilpatrick.
Welcome to both of you. We have here Mr. Ellis, the plaintiff, and you are suing the defendant, Mr. Kilpatrick, for the amount of $1,314 for breach of contract.
Yes, sir.
What is your story here?
I had posted a picture on Facebook of a dirt bike for sale.
Of a dirt bike.
He messaged me on Facebook with like, I'd like to purchase a bike, you know, and I was like, cool. When can you get it? He was like, well, can you have it delivered to me and I pay you the following week? I mean, I was cool with that because, you know, we was friends.
Oh, so you guys are friends?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've been knowing him since I was like 16.
So you knew that he was eventually going to pay you?
I knew he was going to eventually pay me what I thought he was.
Why did you sell how long did you have the bike?
A year. I sold it because I'm too big to ride it, obviously.
Oh,
Obviously.
well, why did you buy it? Because I assume you were big last year.
Yeah.
And the year before that, and before
I'm just
that.
saying, I don't know.
It was for my nieces, my nephews. They riding
Oh,
in
so
the
you
country.
basically bought it for your nephew?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And so he was supposed to purchase. So times go by a year, like a year and a half.
Oh, so he had the bike for a year and didn't
yeah, a
pay
year
you?
and a half.
Okay.
I text him, I'm like, hey man, where's my money? It's been so long.
Yeah.
Like, I got bills I gotta pay too.
Now, is there a bill of sale here? Was there? Did you
He
get-
actually, I got messages agree that he actually agreed to pay me, like information right here.
It was never no bill to sale, young.
It
Okay.
was.
I agreed to pay him back after I got locked up for the bike.
You got locked up for the bike?
The bike wasn't.
Excuse me, I had talked to his mom and asked him why did he get locked up. She said he got locked up way back in 2014, and that had nothing to do about the bike I sold him.
Okay, Your Honor. I purchased the bike from a friend,
Yeah.
supposedly my friend. Not even six days go by, 7 days, I get locked up on the bike.
Why did you get locked up
I
on the
got
bikes?
locked up because they said that the bike was reported stolen. So obviously it wasn't in Mr. Ellis' name.
Oh, is that true? The bike, I'm not asking if the bike was stolen. I'm not accusing you of stealing a bike. I want to know, did you have title to the bike?
No, so I had bought it from a friend.
So you didn't have the title of the bike?
Yeah.
So you didn't even know that the bike was legally yours?
Yeah, but in the country, you don't really have titles. You ride in the country.
But the country has laws.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of parts of the country even have a sheriff. Yeah. So you're riding this bike. 7 days later, you get what, pulled over by the police?
I get pulled over. I'm coming through the
Why,
neighborhood.
you're speeding on a dirt bike?
I like speed, Jerry. I like speed.
Yeah.
Fast cars, I just like speed.
Yeah.
I'm coming through the neighborhood. Coming through the neighborhood.
Do you normally make noises when you come through the neighborhood?
The bike makes noise.
Oh, okay. The bike made noises.
Yeah, I'm coming through the neighborhood.
Oh.
Next
Yeah.
thing you know, I hear, woo, woo.
Car pulls you over.
Yeah.
Say, you're speeding through the neighborhood. And what do they say? Can we see your license?
He asked for my license.
You
He
get no
asked me
license.
my name or whatever. He asked me, he said, well, man, why you riding this dirt bike? You know it's an off-road vehicle.
Right.
So I'll go ahead and I apologize to him for everything. And he was like, well, what's your name? I give him all of my info. Next thing you know, the other guy get out the car, tell me, well, sir, could you turn around and put your hands behind your back?
Ooh.
So at this point, I'm looking crazy. I really don't want to put my hand behind my back, but hell, it's the law, I got to.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, what am I being arrested for? Well, this dirt bike is a stolen dirt bike. So I'm like, oh, no. I could call my friend to verify everything. I could call my friend, but no way to get in contact with him. So I bond out like 2 days later. After I bond out, I receive a text talking about, am I gonna pay you your money? I just got locked up.
So
I
you
ain't
were
got
locked
no
up
money.
for 2 days, yeah.
I was locked up for 2 days.
Okay.
I had prior cases to this one.
You did have prior cases.
I had prior cases for like marijuana possession and attempt to sell and stuff like that. When I got locked up for this case, that put the icing on the cake.
And so now they locked you up for...
They locked me up.
So how long were you in jail?
36 months. I did 19 of those months.
After you were pulled over for the bike?
After I was pulled over for the bike. Do you feel like I owe him?
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you in a moment. Here's the deal. You sold him a bike. I'm not talking about how much time he spent in jail because that didn't have to do with you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's...
The bike
it's a
did.
sad story. The bike did, but it's a separate issue. But you sold him a bike. As it turned out, you didn't have any right to sell him.
Yes, sir.
And I don't see any title for the bike here. So the bike isn't even yours.
Yeah,
So if the bike isn't yours, never mind about him right now, but the bike isn't yours, so you don't have any right to get any money for selling a bike that isn't yours.
It's mine if I personally didn't.
Well,
I sold it to him, he
no.
agreed to
The
pay
bike
for it.
is the bike is owned by the person whose title is. Now, if you paid for the bike originally, and the person who sold it to you stole that bike, then you can go after that person. But unless you show me the title that it's your bike, you can't get any money from him. You're not allowed to sell something that you aren't the legal owner of. It's that clear. You can't profit from it. And you don't own the bike. Where is the bike now?
They impounded the bike. They own the bike now.
So the police have the bike and are probably selling it in an auction.
Yeah.
Or to find out who really owns the bike. But I got to tell you something. Neither of you own the bike. No one's going to get any money for this bike because neither of you own it. And this case is dismissed.
I mean, I think he did what he had to do. I mean, I didn't have all my information saying that I sold the bike to Ernest. Well, I lost.
Sometimes a friend ain't a friend.
Thanks for watching. Now please approach the bench. The way I look at it, you have two options here. Option A, watch more Judge Jerry. Option B, watch more Jerry Springer. The choice is yours. Now get out of my courtroom. You have more clips to watch. And don't forget to subscribe.